And we're back. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the last hour of the trading day here for Monday, March the 15th. Welcome back. We're going to be here for the last hour and the first hour of the aftermarket to see what's going on with our stocks. Keep an eye on the markets. The Dow's up 66, S&P up 11, and NASDAQ up 91. So it's good to see these indices all green finally. It's been a negative day for New York up until about just short of noon hour, and then it rebounded. It got to the even point around the one-something range, and now it's just a little over the positive line, holding at record highs. GameStop, AMC, and others. GameStop is under pressure. It's at 230. It hit a low here about 223 for the day, now sitting at the 230 mark. Volume only at 18 million. No official news going on. AMC at 1364. It had hit its high of got a new high of 1449 since I last was here, but hasn't been able to hold it and is now sitting in this 1364. But can you complain? It's up 248 on the day today, holding on to a majority of its gains so far. The market on GameStop, as I say, 229.83, down $34.67. It's had a weird day. It started off more or less flat in the 275-ish range, let's say 270-75 range. Then it began to slump. It had a sell-off that took it down to about 245 or so, had a slight recovery to the 257 mark, and then took another dip at about to about 240 through 36, excuse me, and then rebounded again, but only to the 253 mark, and now we've backed off down to this 223 level for the low. Right now I'm showing 226.63. Could be some folks are just not willing to wait for the next bit of news, or it could be some folks who are playing margin, too much on margin. When it was in that 300 range last week, it popped up a little higher. And once the stock broke a certain point, their margin calls came in. That could be it. Are the hedge funds covering all kinds of short positions here? Doesn't look like it. With only 18 million traded, we're not getting this 100 million share sell-off or anything like that. There's not a massive bunch of stock coming in. So there are probably some bargain hunters here who have been picking this off all afternoon and this morning, and again looking for the big picture here, which is of course Friday with all the activity going on between now and then, but also next week's release of earnings and their conference call. We'll see what they have to say about all of that. A lot of articles out there that I've just noticed here earlier today about what's coming up for the company, what's going on. The transition is happening. I suspect that the management of the company are just patiently waiting, not saying a word because they can't until next week when they are going to release their numbers and their intentions with their news as to what's going on. So we'll watch this last hour, see if there's going to be a bounce around here. The stock looks weak at the moment, but down $36 considering what a run it's had lately. Really not complaining. We'll see where it wants to take us. 18.2 million. That is really thin on the volume side. The stock did break the 10% rule earlier today in the first drop that it had when it was rather sudden. That looked to me like an intentional drop, but again, I can't speak on behalf of the New York Stock Exchange. I can't speak on behalf of the SEC and regulators as whether that is legal activity or not. Stock wasn't halted for very long. It did bounce back relatively well, but back up to the 250 or 58 level, 50, something like that, 59. And that was again at 11:41 Eastern time today. From there, it looked like it was going to do all right, but it's just been meandering along now for a few hours. And in the last, like I say, ever since about 1:11 today, so what is that? Oh gosh, an hour to an hour and a half now, coming up to 2 hours. It is slowly giving up more ground. I do see a bit of a bounce back at the moment to 231, so it might be up a little bit from the 223 low that we just had. See what the bargain hunters are going to do, and see what the selling, if there's any more selling coming in on the stock or not. That's the story on Vector Acquisition. It's up 4 cents to $12.26 over at Navsite Holdings, another SPAC I follow, down 16 cents on the day at 10.50. Been pretty well flat there all afternoon, all morning too, since the opening had a little drop, and it's just been steady right across the board. Rocket Company, no recovery coming for those guys, up 70 cents to $25, but they were in the 40s, and that was last week and a half ago, and they just have not come back. Gores Holdings has picked up a bit. It's up a dime, so it's up a little at 16.75. Virgin VGAC is off 27 cents to 11.02. That stock started off this morning at about 11.25 to 11.40, and its range has only been about 45 or so cents all day long. It did touch 10.94 briefly for like a moment today, but it is now bounced around and is now at 11.02. That is the company that's going to become 23andMe upon their merger. Starboard Value up a penny at 10.10. Fortress Value down 22 cents to 10.02. And then over here at Vanek Vectors, the semiconductor fund up 350. So chip stocks are doing all right today. So this issue's up about 1.5 percentage points. Home Depot up 485. Not quite 2% gain there. International Business Machines up 49 cents to 128. I started covering this stock, mentioning it around 119, 120 a couple of weeks back. Dow is still up 40, just ahead of flatline. Nothing to get excited about. Microsoft down $2, and Apple is up $2.20. So mixed on some of the fangs here, back and forth. Tesla's up $13. Bed Bath & Beyond up $1.54 to $31.70. BlackBerry down 12 cents to $11.74. And let's see, the cruise lines, they just defy gravity. Royal Caribbean up $4 to $94.28. Norwegian up 86 cents to $31.59. Carnival up $1.17 to $29.63. And this is Carnival's president this morning was commenting, saying, quoted as saying, it'll be a rough 2 years financially for the cruise lines. The shares are all up. No one cares. The American public is so desperate to get back to normal that they just want to go. I mean, they want to get out of the house. Can you blame them? Can you blame anybody who doesn't want to get out of the house? Here in Canada, we can't wait to travel again too, but we want to obviously make sure it's safe to do so. And some of these shares are just so anticipatory of kind of a normalcy scenario, but. Folks, I don't know if that's really in the cards. We'll see. It's interesting that Disney is down $1.82. The airlines are all up. The cruise lines are all up. And Disney's down $1.82. It was up sort of 3 weeks ago when the airlines weren't doing so well. Funny how this market really jumps around back and forth. American Airlines up $1.64 to $25.02, and that's better. It's had a good couple of weeks. A week ago, the stock, you could have picked it off at about $17, $18. Now it's $25. 3 months ago in January, $15 a share. That's been the the range for the year. It did touch $8 last year, I guess, when it had its real drop. Yeah, it had its real drop after the COVID shutdown. It was $8 a share. Now sitting at, as I say, 502 on American Airlines. Amazing. GameStop now 232.68. Looks like a little bit of a bounce back. We'll see what kind of legs it will have from here. I'm noticing Netflix down 81 cents. Google, which is Alphabet, down 481 on a $2,000 stock. That's just nothing. Very quiet. Moderna 142 a share, up $5. The drug stock. And then Micron is up 38 cents to 88.15, another one of those chip stocks. So there you go. That's where we're at right now. AMC 13.75 up 2.59 on the stock. It's definitely the winner today. Is backed off a bit from its high, which was 14.49, just under 14.50. So it's come off just about 74 cents from its high of the day. But all in all, having a fine time. Folks are looking to go to theaters and restaurants and you name it. Of course, everybody wants to get out. The question is, for AMC, obviously, will be, can they get a good, consistent audience to come out, or will there be just a euphoric, let's get started with it and then it'll ease off, or will the theaters all stay open going forward consistently? Will there be new lockdowns imposed if variants catch up? I know in New York they're nervous, beginning to see evidence there of a different variants. And I know in the UK and in Italy in particular, it's gone into a national lockdown. The question now is the rest of Europe, how is that going to go? Are they going to go into a third national lockdown? And will that spread to the US and Canada again? Hopefully not. I mean, we don't want it. I can tell you that. We don't want to have it happen. But if the outbreak gets really crazy, then we're in trouble. We have to watch for that. Anyway, there you have it. Those are some of the highlights right now. 234.54 on GameStop, down 29.96. Uncle Bruce with Success Come Haters, Yin and Yang. Thank you for your show. I was watching when I bought GameStop at 99 holding, and way to go, Madeline. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate it very much, and it's great to have you guys here. Fantastic. What can I say? Coach Carla, I'm in at 143. There you go. Fantastic run. It's been good. Hey, Bruce, I want to rook. Yes, indeed. We do. 235 on GameStop now. It's improving a little further. The Dow is only up 38, S&P up 10, NASDAQ up 90. Finally, the NASDAQ has got a little bit of oomph behind it, but not much. It's 0.68 of a percentage point. We're not moving any serious percentage points on the big indexes right at this point. The stimulus money is working its way out now into the system. Most Americans in the next week to 2 weeks will start getting their dough, depending on how they get it. Some get it electronically, some get by mail. Everyone is different. So we'll watch for that. And then we'll watch for the spending. We'll watch for the economic numbers. We'll hear auto sales. We'll hear about all kinds of economic indicators just to see where this economy is kind of headed. And as it, of course, continues to open up, the hope is that we expand out and go further. That's really all I have to tell you. This is what's going on. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I got my first mug. Fantastic. I got mine. Hope you're getting yours. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Can I still write in the chat? Yes, you can. You can still write in the chat. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a new format. I'm working on it later today. I've been already working on it today, but I'll try to finish it off later tonight. I have to wait for YouTube to give me the final green light to open up a membership program for this channel, and so that comments will be allowed on my live chats by paid members and or super chat members. Anyone who wants to super chat can make a comment. Other than that, it's paid members. We're going to do that. That's similar to some of the other channels that are out there. We're finding that we've just got so much stuff going on here. It's just overpowering, and we're doing what we can to keep it reasonable. But again, thank you everybody for all of you who are sending out me very, very kind support messages on my emails. I've been getting a lot of those messages, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're all looking to where can I sign up? Where's the membership button? It'll pop up. Don't worry. When it's up, I'll let you know. Definitely let you know about that, okay? And we'll press ahead for sure. All righty. Just checking out some of these comments here. Just trying to be honest. There you go. Sometimes you can't do that very easily. It is tough. It is tough out there. Let's go here. And you can't time the market, guys. If you bought GameStop stock at 250 and think Ryan Cohen's business plan is good, then just hold and you'll get your value. 232, 233 it looks like right now. Should GameStop be a buy after today's day? Well, again, you've got to decide your tolerance level on any stock you buy, whether it's AMC, GameStop, any of the SPACs I recommend, any other stocks that I talk about, whatever it is that interests you out there. You have to decide what kind of downside you're willing to take. You're going to have to decide how much capital you want to put up, and then how much time have you got? Have you got the time to allow the company you're buying into to deliver results to you that you're expecting? And GameStop is evolving into a completely different company. That's all there is to it, and it's going to take time for it to happen. It's happening as we're talking here and hanging out. but we're going to see what's going on. It is just the way it is. What else is going on here? Just checking comments, going through here, catching up some of these current comments. Let's go. You're just a commentator. That's all you are. That's all you are. You're just a commentator. Someone saying you're just a guy who sits there and talks. I am. I'm a guy that sits here and talks, and I try to interpret the markets in a plain English kind of way. It's kind of my shtick, and I use my 65 years of experience to kind of pass on the knowledge that I've had over the years as a member of the industry, and just let you know from the trading desk and the brokerage desk and the vice president branch manager's desk what's going on. That's what I do. I don't make stuff up. I don't bring out breaking stories. I don't run these companies. I comment on what they're doing. It's kind of the shtick. Thank you. Anyway, what can I say? Let's go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Again, if you're unhappy with the channel and you don't like the format that's coming up, sorry. It is what it is. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Double my money with GameStop, sold half and bought SMH. Right on, Jose. Well done, sir. What can I tell you? Just doing what I can, and it's a pretty toxic environment out there. Pretty toxic, to say the least. Thank you, source code, Bruce. Let's find a SPAC to merge with a large bakery, Welch's, and a butter company. New symbol, bagels. I love this. What a concept. I like the idea. How will the short trading restriction in place help or raise or lower the stock price? What it'll do is it'll stop an attack by a short seller just being able to hit bids. The uptick rule is such that right now, under restriction, the only way a short seller can actually add to their short position is if they add stock, offer stock for sale at a higher price than the last trade of the stock. It only has to be a penny higher. They don't have to go 10 pennies higher or anything like that. So if it's trading at right now 230, 273, they can offer it at 270, 274, 230, 274, or 230, 275, or whatever they want. But if a short seller wants to get a lot of stock out there, if they really feel that it's going to go down from here in a big way, they may want to unload 100,000 shares or 500,000 shares or whatever it is. You offer 500,000 shares for sale at a penny higher than the last trade. You are showing your poker hand to all the players on the street. I mean, the level 2 trading systems that are out there. Every trader will go, wow, there's $1 million for shares for sale, or 500,000 for sale at 1 penny above the last trade. That'll bring the buyers, the savvy buyers, will immediately back off. They'll immediately back their orders out, or they'll kill their buy orders entirely to wait out what this seller has in mind. Now they don't know that it's a short seller. Is if someone's offering 500,000 shares at a penny higher than the last trade, it doesn't say this person is a short seller. It's just a sell order that's available. It's an order of stock. Now, someone who's short a lot of stock, and maybe they shorted it at 280 a share a while ago. They shorted at 280. They see 500,000 for sale at 231.21, a penny higher than the current last trade that I see here. They see that and they need 500,000. They can just waltz in there and take that guy out, buy them all, and all of a sudden that short seller is flat. They got 500 back at this 231 level or so. They sold at 280. They made $50 a share. They're happy people. And sometimes that's exactly how it works. A short seller will sell his stock by showing his hand. Someone will come up and take him out, and now you've got one short seller covered and another short seller taking a new position. And that was on an uptick trade during short selling restriction time. This can absolutely happen in this market. What I can tell you is not happening. Heavy volume, 19.2 million today is all that's trading. So there's none of this massive volume going on. But yes, even during these restrictions, short sale restrictions, new short sale positions can be taken a little bit at a time, or a seller could say, we're going to offer 2,000 shares at every penny from $231.82 or and up every penny. And if the stock drops off, we'll add more sell positions down to 1 penny above the last trade. So if the market wants to run up 30 or 40 cents, we could be taken out of 60 to 80,000 shares. A 40-cent move at 2,000 shares a penny on the way up, 80,000 shares shorted, sold off. And that's feeding stock into a market that's happy to take it and establishing a new short sale. Obviously, if you start selling at $231 and you're selling all the way up to $233, 2,000 every penny, you have an average somewhere between 231 and 233 now. You might be at 232.50 on your entire short sale. If the stock just goes up to 245 and $250, you don't sell anymore. You're stuck at that 231.50 price that you shorted at. You're upside down. You're down money. If, however, you keep selling as it goes because you want to sell an unlimited amount, you're willing to blow off 1 million shares if the street wants it. You keep offering and offering and offering because you don't know how high it'll go. So you're just going to offer stock all the way up. Maybe it's every 2 or 3 cents, 4 or 5,000 more shares. Every trader has their way of wanting to do it. And there are times where the last trade of the stock might be right here, 230.15. And then there's a 230.16 bid for 10,000 shares. There's a natural buy order that's a penny higher than the last trade coming in. And you might have a short seller hit that bid. They can do that because that's a higher trade than the last trade registered. Now, this is all nanosecond stuff I'm telling you about because trading now is all done by computer. It's not done by human beings anymore. Back in my day, there were the floor traders on the floor who handled all the trades, and they were constantly yelling out their bids and asks that they were changing, and the board markers are changing it out. Then in the last 30 years, you had it on the floor of the exchange, or up until a few years ago, you had it on the floor where you had the guys either yelling out or entering on their keypads right at the post the price they wanted to pay or price they wanted to sell at. And others were just watching the screen as these orders, these buy and sellers would keep lining up and shifting, and they would figure out where the market was trending. Sometimes you'd see 10 buyers and only 4 sellers, and that would be the routine for a half an hour. For a half an hour, it was an imbalance of buy to sell, but the stock would run up a little bit, and then it would reach an impenetrable wall of selling, and now you have 8 sellers, 2 buyers, and then brought it back down again, and you get this equilibrium coming through all the time. And these guys on the floor got to know the resistance and support levels of the shares on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute basis. And so if one of these floor traders got an order from a desk trader saying, look, we want to offload, we want to short 200,000 shares of stock, whatever, at the best price you can get us because we're sellers. We don't want to crush the market. We just want to feed stock in at the best price we can so that when we buy it back, even a slight dip in the market, we're already in the money. We don't want to crash the market. The floor trader would say, great, leave it with me. I'll work it out for you. And within 15 minutes, the floor trader will have worked out 200,000 shares or whatever the amount is, call back and say, okay, here are your fills. You sold 30,000 at this price, 25,000 at that price, 80,000 at that price, the rest at that price. You're all done. And now the shorter has their position. They know exactly how many sold at what price, and it might be in within 15 or 20 cents of the first sale versus the last sale. Very tight range, and everyone's happy. The short seller got out at a nice price that they're happy with. The floor trader executed the orders as expected, as they're supposed to, and the market is none the wiser. The market, there's really no change in the stock, and that's what normally short sellers like to do. They like to sell stock into a market without hurting the market. When you see what happened today on GameStop, where stock came in for no reason and in a hurry to cause a drop, that is an absolute assault on the marketplace. And to me, that you're not doing a seller a favor. What you're doing is the seller is in effect using paper that they might have, and it might not even have been a shorter this morning. It could be someone with stock that just literally pounded the market because they either have a very large short position beneath this that they're trying to get out from, or they have options in Chicago that they're trying to score a touchdown on. And they want to hit the market at maybe 75 and get it down to this 226 range, a $50 move. If you've got a couple thousand put contracts out there, or you've written call contracts. You wrote call contracts that expire this Friday that might be 280s, and they're way up there in value. You drop the market down like this, those contracts drop way down, and perhaps this buyer bought back these calls that they had written a few days ago or last week or whenever, and they're trying to get them back because they've got stock that they don't want to have called out. They want the contracts back so they can't be called out on their options. There's a million reasons why this happens, and stocks that are volatile, which GameStop is and AMC is, they move a lot. They can move 5, 10, 15, 20% in a day, no problem. These are the kind of stocks that will get these short attacks, and they'll also get these buy-in attacks from time to time based on the position of the buyer or the seller. It runs the gamut. So something to keep in mind. 226 on GameStop at the moment. We are sitting at about $3 from the low of the day, so it's still weak looking at the moment. With 25 minutes gone in the last hour, we got 35 minutes left in the day. We'll see what this stock wants to give us, where it's going to go. On AMC, 1376, up 260 on the day. Volume on AMC, 253 million. Volume on GameStop, 19.8 million. So multiply GameStop by 20, that's 240 million equivalent of AMC. That's about the same. They're trading the same amount of dollars, both of them today, if you do the math in that sense. The Dow up 39 points. S&P up 7.5. NASDAQ up 71. Oil down 34 cents today. There's been calls for oil to go much higher into the 70 range because of the recovery of the economy. I don't know if that's truly going to happen. I think the reality is in the U.S. alone, there's enough oil in storage and can be brought on stream in a matter of days to satisfy any kind of demand needs. But we'll watch it. I know that some of you have probably experienced gas price increases substantially in the last couple of weeks. Some of you are seeing 25 cents a gallon and higher increases in the price of fuel. Is this a long-term thing, a short-term thing, a spring thing? Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see how that sort of all plays out. But the oil is definitely is improved over the $40 mark from a few months back for sure. Triller, do you recommend to hold? I have 20 shares bought at 280. Yeah, I would stick around. I would stick around for the end of this week for sure, and into next week because of the corporate news that the company is looking to announce. I have a feeling that the company desperately wants to release a lot of updates, and they want to talk about the future of the company, what's coming. I have I got a vibe that they probably have staff announcements that they're going to be making pretty soon as well. A new CFO, and we'll see who it is and from where this individual's come from, and other key people to run the company going forward. So yeah, it's a bit boring today, unfortunately, but this is what's going to happen with stocks. Some days they're hot. Other days they're not. 20 million volume finally is going to be breached now on GameStop with a price in the 229, 230 neighborhood. That is where it is at this point. $7 off the low. Can there be and will there be a bit of a late afternoon pickup? Possibly. Bargain hunters might be laying in wait, trying to pick off some stock. We'll see. Those who want it out, they're out. I mean, if anyone was sold out of their position by the brokerage firm, that happened already. The initial drop we got today may have caused other accounts to kind of domino effect, or they had to be blown off too. That probably happened within an hour or two of the drop this morning, and now we're just kind of drifting a bit lower. When you see where where we end up, but lately it's sort of in the last now half an hour, it has been kind of in this 225 to 233 range, and that's where it seems to be holding its own. So that's where that's where we're at it. All righty, we'll follow it, see what's going on. We've got lots of folks here making positive and negative comments, kind of par for the day today, sorry to say. Thank you all those who are here. We have 6,000 of you here right now, 1,100 thumbs ups, 156 thumbs downs. So the thumbs ups are the winners by far today, and I thank you very much for those of you who are giving the show thumbs ups. and staying on the positive side. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you also to John Nolan. I appreciate that. I have a small craft barbecue sauce company called Junction Barbecue. I'd love for you and your viewers to check out Junction BBQ on Instagram and Facebook. Love the content. I love this stock, and I love the sauce. Thank you, sir, for this donation. I appreciate it here on PayPal. And let's post your comment up there and let the world know where they can pick this stuff up. Nice to see entrepreneurs trying to make a go of it out here. I love it. Okay, thank you very much. Let's get that message up there. Fabulous, good stuff. And any more messages I need to comment here? Thank you, guys. What do we got here? Thank you, Stacy Close, for your donation on PayPal. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for your super chat. I can't copy it, but I'll read it for you, Bruce. I started trading in January. Listening to you, I averaged down my position from $20 to $12.55. I think this is on AMC, and I got out today. Sincerely, thank you, Jeff. I'm glad to hear that. A lot of you out there got caught in the hype, the absolute hype on a lot of stocks as they topped out, and definitely one of them was AMC. There's no question about that. I've heard the same story regarding GameStop, where you didn't know, or you didn't fully get into it, or you weren't able to get into a stock until it was well down the road, and you had no chance of getting the $2 AMC, the $4. You didn't know about the story at the $6 level, the $8, and you got in at 20. And then you took my advice and did some averaging down, and now today you got your exit strategy, and you're alive because you've recovered a lot of money, and I'm happy to hear that for you guys. Stacy Close, thank you for your donation on PayPal. I just saw that just a moment ago, and I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'm happy for any of you who are making money today on any of these stocks. I mean, AMC in particular, there's a lot of you folks owed a lot of money. I know it. I know you're into it at 16, 18, and 20, and you didn't fully realize just how far the shares had come from where they were to where they went, and it took a long time to get an exit strategy there. So I'm glad you took it. Triller, by the way, love you, Bruce. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Toilet Bowl says, Bruce sees the writing on the wall. His channel's dead. He knows his channel is dead when GameStop is falling, because after all, at 231, it's garbage. I mean, at 38.50 it was a bargain, but at $231, it's garbage. He knows the writing's on the wall. I think I'm going to be around longer than you. I really do. I think I'm going to be around longer than you. I feel good. And I'm feeling pretty up about where I'm at. I'm in for the long run. I don't know about some of you guys, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, part-time picker. Some are saying I can't make donations to you. Apparently, you can make donations to me through PayPal, but it's now has to be done through. Was it through a business donation or something like that? You might be given an option when you come to my PayPal site where you can donate on a personal level or on a business level or something like that. You have to go the business level. I've talked to PayPal, and they weren't sure what was happening with my channel, because for 3.5 years I had one channel, Traveling with Bruce, and it's plugging along, and now I have this channel and it's just blowing up. And PayPal were going, is everything all right? Yeah, you're not doing anything illegal, are you? I'm going, no, I'm talking to people on my computer on my new channel, and it's going crazy. And the one PayPaler said, you know what? I just checked your channel out. You're Uncle Bruce, aren't you? I said, yes, I am. He said, we love your channel over here. I said, great. PayPal people love my channel. And so they said, we're good. You just keep doing what you're doing, but you have to have your viewers have to make donations to you through the business side instead of just through the personal side. But other than that, you're good. I said, hey, whatever you want, I'm good with it. I'm a happy guy. So thank you, everybody. So if you can figure that out, fantastic. And we'll see what's going on. Okay. Thank you all. Yep, the folks at PayPal, they know of my channel, and the one young guy was saying, "Oh, you're blowing up. Your channel's blowing up. Oh man, this is awesome." And he said, "I was watching it for 10 minutes here, and you give some good advice." So yeah, I got a bunch of new viewers over there too. Fantastic. Buy PayPal now. There you go. Beautiful, guys. Thank you, all of you. Appreciate it. And Bruce, rumor has it you're putting all your haters on a double secret probation. If only we could do that. Wouldn't that be great? Yes. Thank you, Ethan. I love that you put the haters on blast. Here's more money, Brucey. Love you. I will follow you to Valhalla. Thank you. Thank you very much. Like I say, we're going to go with the membership route. I'm setting it up now. I'm not sure if I'll have it done by tonight. So if I'm here tomorrow and you can still comment for nothing, it's because I haven't been able to get it through YouTube yet. I have to finish my work, and then I have to send it to YouTube. They have to review it. They have to approve it. They come back and they say, yeah, you're good to go. And we'll go from there. I'm going to be announcing, once it's up and running, I'll announce the perks that everyone gets being a member and all the details of it. And we'll have that coming on. And you can always join me here like you do now and just watch. You don't have to worry about anything. If you just watch me and don't comment, no difference to you. Just hang out and watch. So, but if you want to make, if you do want to make a comment in the comment section, you're going to need to be a member of the channel, or just do a super chat. And super chats are what, $2 and up or whatever you want. No problem. Love you too, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're here. What's the problem with Bruce charging? Stops idiots from commentating. Yeah, Kevin, that's the plan. Oh, that's the plan. Anyway, there you go. What else have I got? Just looking at all these comments coming through. Sandy B, how you doing? Thank you, Bruce. You have made me so much money. I love your face. Good. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. If I can help any of you stop making mistakes, you'll make more money. You'll just make more than you lose, and that's the whole deal. Here, have some money. Love the channel more than ever. Looking forward to being a member. Thank you. Thank you, old man Rush. You know you're driving the haters crazy when you do this. You know that. Man, thank you. Appreciate it, all of you. Again, I don't own any stock. The haters will try to tell you I do. Ethan, thank you. I don't buy and sell securities. I don't have any mutual funds. I don't have any ETFs. I don't trade the option market. You'll notice that when I'm on the air, it's just me here. You don't see a quote machine that I'm popping up on the screen. I don't have level 2 trading stuff here. Nothing. I've got my phone right here with my Yahoo stock quotes here, which came with my Apple phone. Then I have over here what I refer to lovingly as my big ass iPad, because this thing is big. It is big. This is on Market Watch right here, and I've just got I got GameStop right there. I'm just watching it, and that's it. That's what I have to watch. I have my TV on over here, just off camera, and it's got CNBC on there on mute. And that's what I use to comment to you on what's going on. I'm not a day trader. I don't none of that stuff. Some of you, or one of you here and there, someone will mention that, well, he doesn't trade because he lost his securities license. And I'm thinking, I did? No, I didn't lose my securities license. Never lost my securities license. I've let my license lapse because I'm not in the industry anymore. Yeah, okay. Last time I was in the industry as an actual broker was when I was in the Cayman Islands back in 2000. That was the last time I was in the business. And I haven't been back since, and I don't intend to go back, so I don't have to worry about that. And you don't need a securities license to buy and sell securities for yourself. So I don't know what that's all about. Very weird. Thanks for all the free information and fun and honesty. We love you. Let the haters talk to themselves. Your people are still here and by choice. Ochagan, thank you for that. Very kind words. I appreciate these. Phoebe, don't let the negative comments let you down, Bruce. Some people forget that they're only giving your opinion. You're only giving your opinion to us like everyone else out there on their channel. And Ethan, smash that thumbs button. Give that thumbs up button a go. And get Bruce going. Thank you all very much. March 19th and 23rd, big dates for GameStop. Shorts doing everything they can right now before these days. 21-day rule on earnings with the PR about e-commerce. That's right. It's a huge press release coming out from the company. Live conference call. Global press will be present. This will be the largest press conference that the GameStop executives will have ever had, coming up next week after the weekend, once they release their financials. And I think it's going to be there's going to be a zillion articles about it. I'll be talking to you about it for days, just days, trying to interpret all the information that they're going to be disseminating. So it should be kind of fun to watch. 228 on GameStop, 1401 on AMC, 1398 on AMC. That's where we're at. Thank you, Alan. Go, Bruce. Can't wait for the haters to go poof. Fantastic. Sorry to see them go. GameStop 228. Thank you. There you go, Jeff Murphy. Stimulus checks coming Wednesday for most people. That's right. Apes are buying GameStop. We've got Robert. Good work, Bruce. Speak the truth. I shall. I will not stop speaking the truth from where I see it anyway. Thank you, guys. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. One after another. Thank you, Jibber. Bruce, could you talk about FAII briefly? Well, we're talking about a company called Fortress Value. And Fortress Value, I believe, is the outfit that is picking up the 860 physiotherapy centers. They're merging with the company that has 860, and they're shortly going to go to, I think, up to 900 or 920. They're still expanding across the U.S. These physiotherapy centers, you can get all kinds of treatment there. It's usually covered by insurance. So people go in there, and their insurance providers are paying for their physio. Maybe it's perhaps it's a post-operative thing. You had an operation, or you've injured yourself, and you're just building your strength back up, your flexibility back up. All of this, and it is so necessary, so needed. The insurance companies love dealing with these outfits because a whole bunch of people can go to one center, and the billing is all from one center to the insurance companies that are all have lined up with these guys. This company is acquiring Fortress, and so Fortress will be nationally operating. It'll change its name, and I don't have the name handy. I'm sorry. Let me just double check for you if I can find it here. The name of the company is going to change over. I've got so many notes on so many companies, and we'll tell you what's going on. Just bear with your Uncle Bruce as he does his thing. Fortress is going to acquire ATI Physical Therapy. ATI. I don't know if any of you know who that outfit is. Have you ever used them before? But ATI Physical Therapy is the company. It's a $2.5 billion merged deal. That's what the value of the public company will be upon listing, $2.5 billion. And they've got $650 million cash that's going to be in the hands of the public company, of which I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think $300 million is already in the company's treasury, in the SPAC's treasury. That's in a trust, and the additional money is coming from Wall Street, from hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, all at $10, and it's at 10.04. So you can buy it at 10.04. Wall Street is putting money in at $10 right there, and they're restricted. They can't sell the stock the minute the company starts trading. They're probably on a restriction under SEC rules for between 6 months and a year. So you've got free trading stock now, and then your stock will turn over and the company will become known as ATI Physical Therapy. That'll be the name of the public company, and you'll just go one-to-one into the new entity. If the company at Fortress, for whatever reason, and I don't see how they can't do this. This has been approved by both boards of directors. It's happening. But if whatever happens, it can't get done, and Fortress can never do a deal with anybody, even with $300 million cash in their trust account. They can't find anyone that wants to merge with them. They have to give you back $10 a share. So you're risking 4 cents a share buying Fortress on this investment. That's your risk, 4 cents a share. So enjoy. I would hold it until at least 3 to 6 months after the merger, and let the company come out with their announcements. They'll bring out their future financial projections. They'll come out with future expansion plans. Wouldn't surprise me if they negotiate takeovers of other privately run health centers and then convert them into ATIs as they become an even larger national outfit. They might eventually go to 1,500 locations or more, could double what they are. It's a big business. It's medical, and those of you who've been injured, you know, when you need physiotherapy, you need a place where you can easily park your car and easily walk in the door of the place. You can't go up steps. You can't walk, 500 feet from your car to the front door of the place. So these are usually in strip mall locations, flat, easy to walk into, easy to get back to your car, on major, thoroughfares of sorts, easy to get to around town, easy to find, not in the back alley somewhere in a dingy part of town, anything like that. So I think Fortress will do all right. I think it'll be fine. 226 on GameStop, folks. It's $4 away from its low today. We got 15 minutes to go. Is this going to be a weak close? Are we going to have a little shot at the end? What's it going to do in the aftermarket? I don't know. Why is it slumping? Can't answer the question. I can only follow the stock and interpret it as best I can. This is what I try and do. AMC 1403, holding the $14 mark. It's been a good day for the stock. 263 million traded. I know a lot of folks out there have been able to cash in and get their money back into this investment. And look, if you're selling here and you want to buy it back, if it pops back to 12 or 11, you want to take a run at it, you can always try that. But will it go higher? That's the question. And if so, why? And also, to what level will it continue to run to? There are now almost 400 million shares outstanding. That puts this company now at about 5.5 billion market cap right now, approximately. And the company generally leases all of their locations. They don't really own real estate. They don't have assets. They've just got whatever assets they've had, they've pledged to their bankers. And unfortunately, the company is now on the hook for between 10 and 17% interest. That's almost credit card interest for their operations. It's extremely expensive. And they're going to need to get up and running and stay up and running to meet all their covenants. And that's the gamble right now. Is this going to happen? Then the question is, after 6 months, a year of that, will the company have enough money coming through, cash flow coming through, to justify a certain trading range for the shares? And that's where the fundamentals come in. And I'm asking, like anyone else, what are the fundamentals going to be of this company after all the initial opening is done? And if there's a short squeeze, really, okay, what, where, how, when, I don't know. Kevin, hi, Bruce, dumped my AMC today at 1409. I originally bought at 952. Bought 952 at 612. What's the semiconductor ETF you're talking about? It's SMH. It's called, where am I? Vantech Vectors Semiconductor Fund, SMH. It's traded at 234.95 a unit ETF. It's up $4.06 today. Chip stocks are in desperate shortage need. There's a huge shortage of chip stocks, and they're needed desperately. And this ETF represents about 60 of the world's largest chip manufacturers. Adam Fraser, the Thedgies are hating an ex-insider telling it like it is. Thanks, sir. Take the hate and bathe in it. Am I limited in any way to trade options in Canada? If you're in the U.S., you should be able to trade Canadian options contracts without any problem. Depends on the firm you deal with, your broker. As long as your broker offers you that service, you should be able to pick up a stock all you want. 220 on GameStop with 12 minutes to go in the day. It is at its low was 214 a few moments ago. It's at 219 right now. We're watching, again, a late day sell-off coming in. Some of you will view this as a very negative thing. Others will likely view this as an opportunity to pick up some cheap stock. Again, in your mind, depending on where you think it's headed next. I'm looking long-term, and I have a feeling the stock will be worth a lot more money eventually. The question is between now and eventually. How long is that? Is that a week? Is that a day? Is that a month? What's going on? I can't answer what this is going to do. and someone's wondering if it's just another attack. Again, I am 99.9% sure there is no way this stock is going down because the seller can't find buyers. This stock is going down because the seller is not waiting for buyers. They're not looking for buyers. They're trying to hit bids and just cause a print, what we call a print at the end of the day, of a real drop. They're trying to shock the market that this stock is shaky and that it's all over. What can I say? What's the reasoning for it? What's the motivation for it? Could be we have here a short seller is just trying to offer stock at every penny as it backs off. They're just going to follow the bid behind it to just keep it going down because they are short millions of shares or millions of dollars of stock. Or we have here a combination of factors where there's a lot of put players, a lot of put contract players who are going to earn much more money every time the stock drops $1. They have tens of thousands of put contracts that are skyrocketing in price and value because as the stock goes down, puts go up, and the leverage is maybe 25 to 1 or 100 to 1 for whatever stock they're shorting. And so the thinking is hit the bids, drop the market down without, like I say, we're on a short restricted list, so you can't hit the bid. So the last trade is 216, offered at 216.01. Trades at 215.98, offered at 215.99. And just keep following the last trade, 1 penny higher, to just put a floor on it and not let the stock go up, come back up and hit, keep the bids from being able to really mount a charge, making the sellers guess, how much lower can it go? How much lower should I do? When should I buy this? What should I do? It's now 212. This is not a seller that is in trouble with a brokerage firm and needs to sell out. I think we have here a targeted attack hitting this market with a lot of paper, and maybe they are showing strength on the offers, but the lower it goes, the more valuable all these puts are going on the other side on an amplified basis. Remember, the volume, 21.5 million shares today. It's all that's traded, 21.9 million. There's no stock trading hand here. We're at 212.29, and this is just above the low. We have 8 minutes to go. And are they going to try to get the story on CNBC? I'm looking over here to see if they can get on CNBC to see if they'll cover it for them and even put even more hype on behind the stock. I really don't know. 209.95, 208.84 is where I'm seeing it right now in this 210 range. There's no way any brokerage firm that is acting on the best interest of their client to try to liquidate a position would use this method to do it. You don't wait until the last 5 minutes of the day to dump stock. You do it through the day. You do it in an orderly fashion. You don't show your hand. It's called poker. These emotions that you're dealing with. And to me, I think what we have here is a deliberate attempt to create worry among shareholders of the stock that are going, oh my God, what happened to my stock? Why is this doing this? So I don't understand it. And the lower it goes, the more they'll be able to build up that emotion. But there will come a point in time where either they run out of paper, they've scored on their options, and they're done now, and the buyers will step in and go, bargain time, and you could have a $40 up move right off the get-go. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the aftermarket in 7 minutes. If this selling is only going to happen during market hours, and then in the aftermarket, will it pop $30 a share right off the first 20 minutes of trading? I don't know. We'll watch. I'll be here. We'll see what's going on in the first hour in the aftermarket, see what it wants to do, and see what these guys have up their sleeve, if anything. Anyway, thank you. Remember to check out the Junction Barbecue on Instagram. The shout out is still being shout out. Again, thank you for hanging around. Your comments. GameStop on sale. Yeah, 208-ish was the low. It's now 211, 212, 206 over here. Not sure which of my devices is accurate, but that's what's going on. If you are holding the stock like you should be holding it, you've got it in cash, you don't care. You don't care about these swings. You've got it in cash. You can't be sold out. 212 now on the stock, up from, I think, 206 was the low. Hey, Bruce, how's what's brown? What's brown smells like honey? Winnie's Pooh. Woohoo! Thanks for the advice. Oh, Professor. Thank you. Oh, man, here we go. We're going to see what happened. Uncle Bruce's show is the best on YouTube, not by some people's estimates. 213.49, a little better. Now it's about $6-7 off the low. I thought it was 206 for the low trade. I could be mistaken. It might have been only 209. Volume is still 22.5 million shares. AMC holding around 13.94. It's been kind of flatlining the last 2 hours, which is good. I mean, that's great. And if you're using this opportunity to take some money off the table, fantastic. If you've done that today, I congratulate you. Bruce, you missed my super chat about call options. Sorry, I did. If I did, I apologize. Can't keep up with these, even today, these comments coming through so quickly. Watching the last 5 minutes now, last 4 minutes. Ethan, thank you. Who else just bought more? I did. When do I get a board seat? Look, you can pick it up. You can pick it up. 206 was the low. Thank you, CS Task. Thank you for that. 209.96 here. 212 over here. Watching the last 4 minutes of the day come through as we are watching the last of it. That's what's going on. Anyway, there you have it. There you have it. Oh, my God. What's going on? Uncle Bruce, will you buy me a beer if I drive from Vancouver to Creston? Oh, my gosh. That is a long ride. You let me know. You let me know when you're in town or when you're on your way in, and we'll see what we can do. Oh, man. Are you going to go down with this stock, Bruce? Well, I'm following the corporate story. I don't know what you're following, but I'm following the corporate story long-term. 215 on the stock now. It's bounced off here 5 minutes. We still have 4 minutes to go. We'll see where it wants to close. Papa Elon tweeted, hold on, guys. Okay. We love Elon tweets. What the hey? Elon tweets, someone saying, it's on sale, guys. Pick it up. Buy the dip. Buy the dip, and buy the dip and hold. Buy the dip. If you bought a 206, you're up $10. 217 now. You're up $10 already. That's true. That's how this can move. Truly, Bruce. Thoughts on last week? Long whales keeping price flat so that short hedge funds out of the money calls expired worthless. Same strategy this week. I'm not sure. I mean, there's so much happening this week between now and the end of the week. I'm not sure if that is really been the strategy here. And then a good time to buy call options. Well, again, it depends how long they are and how far to the money you can get at and what you're prepared to pay for them. They're probably rather expensive. 216 on the stock right now. We're down the last 2-3 minutes. Looking at my 2 minutes 44 seconds right now. See how this closes out. Walter, Uncle Bruce makes me horny. Oh my gosh. That's you're making me feel yucky. 217. Someone is saying 3 minutes to go. Buy the dip. It's coming back. Holy moly. Elon told us to hang on. How about that? Bruce, how much did they pay you? I don't know. I haven't got a check. No one's even given me any money at all. I have no idea. Is someone paying me? Have I been hired? Did I sign a contract while I was asleep? Because I don't remember signing any kind of a deal with anybody to be paid anything. I'm just a YouTuber sitting here going, hey, here's what's happening. I'll tell you. 216 on the stock right now. How many GameStop shares do you have? Let me add them up. None. I don't have any of them. How about that? I don't have any stock. Wow, that's interesting. No, I don't own any securities. I don't buy and sell anything. I'm just a commentator on what's going on. Somebody actually called me that. Someone said, all you are is a commentator. That's all you are. You don't even trade stock. I go, that's right. I don't have a conflict of interest. That is correct. 217.70 on GameStop with about a minute to go. Bruce, Citadel has 80% of the money tied up in options. $600 million issue volume at 100 each. 600 million times 100 equals 60 billion. What does that mean? Again, I don't know what that means. We're at 1:15 to go on the day. 218.85 on GameStop. 19.92 on GameStop. coming on pretty quickly here, having hit 206 for the low 5 minutes ago. It's now bounced up almost $14 towards the end of the day here. Very interesting movement. And hello, Bruce. Can you share tips on having great looking skin? Use a camera of low quality. Use a low quality camera, and they won't see all the splotches. 221 on GameStop. Thank you, Elon. We're going to hold the line. There you go. Musk says hold Dogecoin. Okay, 221.56 on the stock right now. 220.22. Last few seconds of the day coming up here. They're coming ready. The bell's going to go off here. It'll be interesting to see how this stock does right into the aftermarket. We want to watch that. All right. Coming in here. Elon tweeted, turn it up to 11. Okay, we're closed. It's official. 220.13 last trade, down $44, and that is a recovery of about $14 from the low just a few minutes before the bell. Still, though, a drop on the day. Aftermarket 220.50, up 37 cents at this second in time, as the aftermarket begins to fire up. How many bagels have you eaten today? I love you. Just had my one for breakfast. I only have one. Love my bagels. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for loving this logo. Thank you so much for picking this up. I think my T-shirt arrived today. I think it's in the mailbox. I have to go and get it. It's not. I don't have a mailbox in the house. They don't deliver it to the house. But I'm excited. Maybe tomorrow I'll be wearing my Stock Markets with Bruce Bagel T-shirt tomorrow. Can't wait. 221.60 on GameStop now, and back to 220. So it's jumping about a little bit here. Jumping a boot. We'll follow that closely. On the AMC final trade, on the New York 1402 aftermarket 1413. Very good. I'm very happy. If this reaches 15, I'm going to guess that almost all of my viewers will be even or ahead. They'll all be even or ahead, and that's your chance to get your money and reassess what you want to do. TJ, did you see how many wildlife Wall Street bets adopted? So wholesome. Oh man, Elon's tweet is gold. I'm loving diamond hands and rocket to the moon. Laughing out loud, fantastic. Anyway, what can I say? Thank you, everybody, for all these comments, and you're just making me laugh. I love it. How can you tell if the security is on the restricted list? I'm not sure. You might do a Google search. New York Stock Exchange or NYSE short sale restricted list. Do a search. It might pop up something like that. The only way to know for sure if your stock is on a restricted list is did it drop 10% today in value or yesterday in value from the previous day's close. That's the way you know for sure. You just have to observe how your stock did or any stock did in the last 48 hours, and then you can see what's going on. All right. Anyway, there it is. I just got 9 more shares of stock on sale on GameStop. Well done, everybody. And we're now at, let's see here. Hang on. There we go. 217 on the stock, 217, 218. And we'll see how it wants to go. Very good. It'll be SSR tomorrow. Yes, it is SSR restricted, short sale restricted tomorrow. Short sale restriction tomorrow all day on GameStop. That is correct. Why is it down today? More sellers than buyers is the short answer. But there were a couple of targeted attacks, I think, on the stock. It just looks to me so obvious from my trading days that there were a couple of coordinated attempts to drop the market and create uncertainty and unease among investors. But this snapback at the end is telling me that once the seller has blown their machine gun bullets out, the buyers come back in and start picking it off and gained $14 in like 3 minutes at the end of the day, like nothing. It's like butter, just boop, because there's nothing for sale. I mean, the seller sold and didn't leave any behind. It's not like the seller had sell positions that were available. They sold, they got out, they got out, they got out. There was nothing there, nothing behind them for $14. And so within a minute or two or three, stock ran up 14 bucks already just on a quick turnaround. We'll see how it wants to do now in the aftermarket. How about that? Okay. Thank you. Will I eat crow if the stock goes to $100? I don't know what I've done wrong. The company is $6 billion in debt. If it goes to $100 a share, they're still $6 billion in debt. Now, if I were AMC, and I'm pretty sure AMC will make moves well before anything like this can happen. If these shares go to stay here, $14 to $16 to $18, AMC will, I guarantee you, they will issue 100 million more shares for all the cash they can get their hands on. They will flood the market with paper desperately to build their cash position because they have got to pay off debt that they have signed on for upwards of 17%. They have got to get $6 billion in cash in to get out from under a really heavy debt burden that they've got. Now, if they can lower it by $2 billion, $3 billion bucks and get back to the $3 billion range, kind of where they were a few years ago, they might be satisfied with that for a while. But I'm pretty sure that this company will take the chance. They may be on the phone now to Wall Street. Anyone that'll take their call, and they're going to ask, can you help us offload another 100 million shares at 14 bucks? We'll take 140 million or 1.4 billion if we can get it. Wall Street might be saying, we're making calls, and the most we can find for you guys is 500,000 shares or 1 million shares. And that's embarrassing. If they were to issue a 1 million share secondary offering, that would be embarrassing to only bring in $14 million. So they can do 10 million shares. That's $140 million. So 10 million shares, $140 million. If they can do those kinds of chunks, 10 million at 14, 10 million at 15, 10 million at 18, and bring these chunks in and knock off some of these high interest rate numbers, loans, and or build their cash at the same time to fund their operations, because at 50% capacity, if that's what they're going to be at for the next 6 months, they're losing money. They need to be at 80 plus capacity. They might need now to be at 90 plus to handle the debt that they've taken on. This is the issue that AMC has, that no one wants to talk about this. I'm talking about it. No one else wants to talk about it. It's the fundamentals of business. The bankers are now calling the shots to tell AMC what to do. That's the bottom line. They're going to tell them what to do, whether they like it or not. And I think the fact that the Chinese backer, the number one shareholder, has converted all their B stock, which had all the power, all the votes, converted it all into A stock, is telling me that they were forced to do it by the bankers. The bankers were probably saying, we'll give you these latest loans that you wanted. We'll hand them to you, but you've got to remove your Class B override. And that's what probably happened. They just did finish in the last few months. In April, did a $500 million offering for stock at 10.5%. Then they issued stock. In July, they issued, new units for debt. They added $500 million in July for old notes into new notes. Then a $270 million issue for cash notes at 10.5%. Then they offered paper $100 million between 15 and 17%. Then they were able to convince a creditor to take $600 million of debt and turn it into stock. That was at $13.51, and today that creditor is finally in the green for I don't know how long, but they are. We'll watch that closely. I'm not sure what their covenants are. I'm not sure how long they have to hold the paper before they can sell out. But that's coming. There's $600 million in stock. That's 44 million shares of a debt holder that may enter the market at any time to get their money out. They did then 140 million pounds and 296 million pounds in February of this year. Again, additional financing again. So that's 440 million pounds. That's $500 million more debt. And they're now at the 377 million shares outstanding from 103 million in 2019. So guys, for them to make a profit of any money, they've got to pay off all that interest on all these new loans and make their payments on time, and then have profits left over for shareholders. And for shareholders, for the stock to justify itself at $30 a share, I would guess they'd have to make $1 a share profit. That would be a 30-time multiple on the company. $1 a share profit is 377 million net profit after income taxes, everything. So that would mean maybe 500 million of gross profit after carrying all that debt on top of everything else. They've never made that much money. They've never had profits like that, which tells me I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't. They've got fewer screens right now. They've closed theaters permanently in this past year. They don't have as many screens, so they're actually operating at a lower percentage of screens. Like the cruise lines, they have fewer ships. They'll have lower capacity, and they've got, in the case of cruise lines, about 55 billion of new debt. 55 billion of debt that they've got to pay interest on before the net profit even shows up. So GameStop has its challenges, but hey, the stock, can't argue with the stock today. Look, it went to 1402 on the exchange. It's trading at 1383 aftermarket. Can't complain about this price, but there's a banker who took debt and took stock for the debt. And today, the first time in a long time, they're up on this deal. This stock hit 14.49 today, traded 274 million shares. A lot of that stock is turnover. People just getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, getting in. Flippers, day traders. Hope you made a lot of money, and that'd be great. But there's a banker out there with 44 million shares that could at any time come into this market. And then there's the Chinese group that now only have 9.8% of the votes instead of 48% of the votes. They could any time walk the plank and walk out. There's no assurance that they're going to stick around. There's no guarantees of this. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know how it's going to play out. There's a lot to think about with AMC, but they are a movie theater chain. That's what they are. They show movies in movie theaters, and most of the theaters that they have, that they operate, they don't own the real estate. They are renting the real estate. David, people just salty, it seems, because you're talking technicals and financial facts. Over this past year, only a few have been anything close to fundamental reality. I hear you there. It's been a fantasy world, a bizarro world for some folks out there, and it is what it is. I can't, I can't do much more than that. Thank you to Scott Coleman. Haters gonna hate. Fact of life. You do, my friend. I appreciate everything you do. Thanks, man. Thank you, Scott, for your donation on PayPal today. Thank you to Brent Lamar. Hey, Bruce, part-time picker here. I hope this one goes through. Keep up the good work, my man. Love watching you every day. You keep my spirits up. Say hi to Jen for me. Thank you very much, sir. Also, thank you to what we got here. Grailed seller bought GameStop at $690. How can that be? 320. Oh, you bought a call, a $690 call on the dip for $12.65. What should we? What should be my play? Sell if it goes up this week, or wait till next week after the earnings call. Oh my God. If you can make $1 on that contract, get out. That is not a smart move. That is a very expensive gamble on a way out of the money call. But hey, look, I hope the stock has a run for you and you can score on that deal. If you make double or triple, I salute you, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I would rather you were the writer of that call and just taking the premium. That's what I'd really rather you would be on that one. Anyway, there you have it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. And what can I say? Oh my gosh, the comments have just been unbelievable today. Thank you for the 2,400 thumbs up today, guys. I appreciate it. 268 down. If you can throw a thumbs up our way today, we'd appreciate it. Over 6,400 of you are here right now. Thank you very much. Nice of you to do that for me. Madeline, how many $20 large popcorns need to be sold to bail MC out of debt? Oh, Madeline, you got that right. They'll make $19 in profit. But the problem with a theater is you only have so many showings a day. You pay rent 24 hours a day. Good news, on holiday Mondays, you have more business because people are all off, right? That's great. But you need Hollywood to give you content that you can show. And right now, Hollywood is limiting content on a systematic basis. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take for AMC to really ramp up again. And hopefully there won't be variants to muck it up. That's the worry. Jonathan Bruce loves the channel. How do you think Witching Friday plays out for GameStop? Well, I have just a gut vibe that this stock can go much higher, but I can't guarantee it. I can only tell you what I see, what I know, what I'm witnessing going on. And this stock is going to do what it does in the meantime, and it's going to sometimes defy logic. Or we're witnessing here a battle of epic proportions between huge buyers and sellers, the longs and the shorts that you and I will never meet in person. These people are just massive funds, and they're going at it. They're absolutely going at it, and we're just going to have to watch and see how this cranks out. Bruce, I'm new to the stock market. I see all this stuff about options and I don't really get it. Is there any way to bet AMC will go down tomorrow? Well, theoretically, you can buy put contracts on AMC, whether they're in the money puts at 12 or 13, or they're at the money at roughly 14, or whether you're buying puts that are 15 or 16. You can make your decision which way to go. Actually, sorry. In the money is 15, 16. Out of the money is 10, 11, and 12. But I don't know what to tell you. I cannot tell you that tomorrow or 2 days from now, this one thing's going to happen. I can't do that. It's not in my power, and it's not in my psyche to give you exact momentary moves of any one stock. If you're trying to play options, you are a short-term trader. That you better be a short-term trader. If you're trying to buy a call or a put contract to take advantage of a price move, you are a short-term 1-day trader, 2-day, 3-day. You should not be a 4-week option trader. That you should not be doing that. You should be in and out pretty quick. The only way you're going to be a longer-term option trader is if you're buying 6-month contracts that have 6 months to live, 4 months to live, and then you've got a month or so to see what gives. But generally speaking, you should be in there just as it's happening. On the other side of the coin, if you're an owner of stock and you're writing contracts, way to go, because now you're bringing in premium money, option premium money to yourself, and you're letting the clock work for you, because you're writing an option contract that will, if it's a call, for example, it will drop in value as the clock runs out on the contract. This gentleman's contract here at $690 a share exercise, that if that option has like a few weeks to live, it will drop in value every week that goes by here dramatically. Within the last few days, that contract, if it's as far out as it is now, it'll be $1 a contract, $2 a contract. That's it. And if this gentleman still holds it, he'll be down 80 to 90% of his money, because that's what happens to call contracts as they expire out. But again, some folks have got pretty thick skin. They can really take a position and just run it and not worry about it. And so more power to you. A sale marker. Hey, Bruce, do you think the hedges are using this volatility to make the money so that they will give us for all those counterfeit synthetic shares? Well, again, one person might be short at $60. Another guy short at 280. The stock right now is 220. One is down, one is up, right? One is down, but not as much. One is up a bit. Will they be up more or less when it opens tomorrow for trading? This is the market. This is it. But this all of this stuff here, these hedges don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about other hedge funds. They don't care about public opinion. They're there. They are there to make money where they can see it being made, where they feel they can make it. And they have unlimited power dollar-wise to take on positions in companies like GameStop with only 70 million shares outstanding. They can afford to move in there and do what they want to do. Now, can they manipulate the market completely on their own for a while? Yeah. But long term, not really. Other hedge funds will catch the drift of what's going on and will step in there. But right now, GameStop is 220 on the Dow at the end of the day on the New York Exchange. End of the day, it's 212.80 right now in the aftermarket. It will go where it goes. It will trade where it trades. And sometimes it's inconvenient for you. And sometimes it's very convenient for you. You have to decide for yourself your tolerance level and what it is you're after. You buy this stock and you write $260 call contracts and you bring in a $40 premium, way to go. And if you're able to score the entire $40 premium because it goes down, way to go. But you have to tolerate the fact that the stock went down. And you have to then rewrite a new contract at whatever price you're going to sell it for and whatever exercise price you're going to pick for it to keep playing the game, because it's a long-term game if you're a shareholder. You hold the stock. There's no expiry date on your stock. Contracts, options have expiry dates, whether you go long or write them. And so you've got to pick out which way you want to be in this market. You want to just be a shareholder, or do you want to be a shareholder and an option writer at the same time? Up to you. Bruce, do you think Ford is undervalued? I'm not sure about the value of Ford at all, to be honest. Ford is, what is it sitting at here? Ford, $13.17 a share, $13.17. The low in the last year on Ford, incredible, $3.96, probably in what, last March, April? A high of $13.62. That's where it is now. That's your high and low this year. The earnings multiple, is there an earnings multiple at all? Do they have any? They don't make profit. They're losing money. Ford is still losing. So they're going into electric car production or truck production. They're going to need to spend billions of dollars to get into that business. They're going to have to spend a ton of money to convert factories, train staff to be able to get into it. They have to develop the trucks that make sure they're reliable. Testing, we're talking billions and billions of dollars invested. Do they have that kind of money is the question. Can they afford that kind of cash? They're not making money now. Don't know. I don't follow the company, so I can't give you any kind of technical analysis. That's just me looking at the quote. When I do that with AMC, I'm all wrong, apparently. When I look at the quote of AMC and tell people what I think, I'm a shill, and I'm a hedge fund a guy that's being paid under the table by hedge funds, because obviously I can't read the numbers on a screen to interpret them to you on AMC. Ford, maybe I'm okay, but not on AMC. Anyway, dodgy nuggies. Ignored data, short interest. Available shorts, failure delivers, ETF recovery, Warner Media, same investors as Amazon, BlackRock, Vanguard, recount of shares. Okay. If you're a fan, you're a fan of AMC, great. If you're not, okay. I know my position on AMC. First, I don't own any. I won't own any because I don't buy the stocks. But my thinking is, you know what? If you're able to get out with your life on AMC on this run, I would take it, because it's possible that AMC went up today because people got stimulus checks and bought $1,400 each worth of stock, and that accumulated to move the market. I don't know if it'll go again tomorrow. If it does to 14.5 and 15, great. If you sell at that price, great. Wants to go to 16, 16.50, sell there, great. Whatever works for you guys. But I'm not comfortable I wouldn't be comfortable being long the stock. Celtic, Ford has already invested that, Bruce. They staked Rivian, and Rivian fits on the F-150 chassis. Ford is the second best EV play right now. More power to you. God bless you. Make the money. Go with it. I can tell you that it's obvious. Tesla is the leader. They've got the technology, the proven platforms, but the F-150 is a proven platform, but not as an electric vehicle. So there's a lot of questions. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. If the stock was, well, let's put it this way. The stock is where it is right now because the market is comfortable where it is right now. How about that? There's your answer. The market is quite happy that the stock is 13 odd bucks a share, because it's not at 20 and it's not at 50. It's at 13. Now, right now, that's where the market is happy where it's at, and that's all I can tell you. Triller, you see that GameStop is changing, but my question is, If it is really that easily done with all the rival companies who also sell games and consoles, that's a good call. Yeah, a good call. Great comment. Look, when Ryan Cohen co-founded Chewy, the pet food company, the pet supply company that is now publicly traded, he went into a business with some partners of his that you could buy dog food online when he showed up. It was no secret you could have bought dog food online. You could probably bought it on a whole bunch of websites that were probably part of retail existing chains or Amazon, through eBay resellers, Costco.com. You could have bought it. I don't know who else, a Target, Kmart, or Walmart. Yeah, you could have. When he created Chewy, he created a pet company, online pet merchant that was entering a competitive field. Here we are, fast forward to 2021, and Ryan Cohen is in GameStop. And yeah, you can buy you can buy consoles on Walmart's site. You can buy it on Amazon. Yeah, sure. Always. This is not like nothing new, except the difference is that the Chewy company created an online experience that was second to none. And they cornered a large chunk of the pet market and are still expanding it. And they are stealing customers from other sites. There are people out there who will only shop certain places. They lock in to a retailer online, and they leave it at that. They will go through hell on earth before they switch out. I get that, but there are other people out there who will switch when they are given a better service. And when you have one dog owner talking to another dog owner, and they're shooting the breeze about whatever, and the one person says, "Oh, that's a new collar for your dog. Where did you get that?" And the person answers, "Oh, I buy my stuff on Chewy.com." And the first person knows, "Chewy? I buy my stuff at PetSmart, or I buy my stuff at Amazon. Why do you use Chewy?" And then they tell them the religious fanaticism that people have, pet owners have, that are addicted to the Chewy service and atmosphere and the world that Chewy's created for pet owners and pets. This person gives it a try and they might be converted. Well, same thing with GameStop. GameStop's online presence will not be generic and will not be sterile. It's going to be a whole other way of doing business. So we're taking the Ryan Cohen method from Chewy, and it's just converting it onto the GameStop platform. And that's what's going to happen. The GameStop platform is going to be a totally different experience 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a month from now. It might be already changing as it is. A year from now, a lot of GameStoppers won't recognize GameStop anymore online. They just won't recognize it. It's so different. And there are so many offshoot sites they can go to for tournament play, new game introduction, what have you, game reviews, and on it goes. It's going to be way more interactive. I'm not an expert in this area. I'm doing the best I can to explain it to you in a plain English format. But there's a reason that Cohen came to the company and said, "Guys, I've bought in, and here's my vision for you guys. This is what I think we could do with this company. I'm a shareholder of the company, and I want to be here to help take it to the next level, because where you are, brick and mortar, is unsustainable." The entire board said, "Yeah, we want you in. Yeah, bring in your two associates. All three of you guys join the board of directors. We'll make room for you. We'll have others leave. You come in. Yeah, take it on. Let's go." And they've bought into the program. Next week, you find out the vision yourself when the company speaks publicly for the first time, really, about this vision. They'll be talking. So let's see what happens. Ken, AMC to the moon. Ben Ashill. Okay. Okay. Lance, Bruce, be sure not to let these young investors get under your skin. They have no risk management. Thank you for months of knowledge, and cheers. Thank you, Lance. Very appreciative, guys. All of these. Thank you. When a pet dies and you're a Chewy customer, they send you a card and sometimes items in remembrance. Made me a customer for life until they gave me a reason not to be. Well, there you go. Until they give me a reason not to be. There you have it. It's not the same with games, obviously, but there's going to be a whole different world at GameStop coming up. And that's why they're hiring people from Chewy. They're stealing them. Cohen is calling his best former employees, hey, you want to join me over at GameStop? We're going to change this entire culture, this entire organization. We're going to chewify it. We're going to make GameStop the Chewy of electronic sales. And they're going, yeah, this would be great because ever since you left, it's not the same anymore. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, watch out. I think it's going to be quite interesting. Anyway, that's just me. You realize this guy has no money invested in the market, right? I want you to understand that it's true. I don't invest in any stock because I don't have a conflict of interest with any of you. That's the real reason. That's the main reason I don't own anything. I comment on it and I explain the market in plain English. Some of these folks are trying to use this against me. Like, well, if you don't have stock, you don't believe in the company. Do I have to own stock? Do I believe in the company? Can I not be a commentator? That's what I am. I'm a commentator. You don't like the comments? I get it. How can you like everything I say? Well, then again, how can you not? But in any event, I get it. But I don't have to own stock. I don't have to have skin in the game to prove to anyone that what I see happening is what I see happening. I'm allowed to comment on what's going on out here. And take it or leave it. If you honestly believe that the YouTuber you want to watch has got to have a bunch of money into the stocks that they talk about, well, then more power to you. Watch those YouTubers and follow them to the end of the earth. And I hope you're right. I hope you make a killing. I really do. I love it when people make money. I think it's great. But in my world, I don't want to have this perception of a conflict of interest. And so when I talk to people one-on-one for my 1-hour consultations, they know I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm not trying to get them into a stock I already own. I'm not trying to get them into a mutual fund that I'm getting a kickback on from the hedge fund that runs that thing. I don't have an IOU with anybody. I don't own stock. So I have no way of being controlled by these companies. None. But for some reason, it just doesn't work for some of you guys. I understand it. It just, what can I say? Anyway, there you go. Oh my goodness. The shills here are so obvious, isn't it? Isn't it incredible? Yeah. It's just what it is. It's just, what can I say? Just what can I say? Bruce, should I dump AMC and put it in the GME? Your call. Again, I cannot tell you what to do specifically with your investments. It's your business. It's not my business. I'll give you the info and let you in on what I see and what I understand and what I'm interpreting is happening. But if you feel that is so over the top, ridiculous, well, then there's nothing I can do for you. But if you feel that what I'm telling you about company A, company B, and company C, and ETF here and whatever there, you decide based on what he said, and I like what he said. I've done my homework as well. I'm making moves. If I'm partially responsible for a move you've made and it works out, I'm a happy guy. If you've made a move based on what I'm saying and it doesn't work out, sorry, the market is what the market is. But what I'm looking at is the fundamentals of these companies along with all the other nonsense going on out there, and to try to help you figure it out so you know what's happening. Because you sure as heck can't call a stockbroker anymore. You can't call an investment advisor about this. You sure can't talk to anyone in Wall Street at one of the hedge funds unless you know somebody. You can't. You can't get that kind of word. A lot of you are telling me, I talked to a broker. I have a broker. I talked to him about these SPACs you're following. They've never heard of them. They don't know anything about them, and they don't want to look into them. Or they just blanket say, oh, it's highly speculative. You're just risking your money for no good reason. And then what do they want to talk to you about? How about these mutual funds that we like and in-house mutual funds that we have? Yeah, because that salesperson is getting a beautiful commission every time they put your money into this stuff. That's a conflict of interest. That's what that is. NFTs, can't help you there. Not my business either. NFTs, not into that. I'm trying to figure that stuff out, and I'm just going, really? I'm not so sure. I don't know. You got to wonder if we're at the very end of a crazy bullish kind of market with all the money that's floating around out there. I just don't know. Blockchain and NFTs, the future stock market hold. This is what everyone's talking about. Well, not everyone. People of a certain age, and that's about it. And then the rest of us, we look at this stuff and go, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't know about that. Anyway, there you have it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let me just double check some other comments here. Thank you to Margaret Graham. Thank you for your donation, Margaret. Very much appreciated on PayPal. It's nice of you to do that. And thank you very much. How are we doing on thumbs up? 2,800 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys, for hitting my thumbs up button today. I do appreciate it. Keep those thumbs ups coming in if you could. That helps the YouTube analytics spread the word that we're all right. We've got a place where people can come and voice their opinion. Even the haters are welcome at the moment, but not much longer unless they're going to pay to join. They're going to have to pay to join shortly to keep it coming. Thank you again. 2,900 thumbs ups. They're coming in. I appreciate it. We love you for that. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. Here we go. Where are we at right now on time? We're at 1 hour 35 minutes. All righty. I've got 25 minutes left for today. The rest of the day, I'm going to be spending to get the channel membership thing going. I got a bunch of work to do there. Then I'll submit it all to YouTube, look for their approval, and then hopefully be able to launch late tonight or tomorrow on the channel. If they don't give me approval by tomorrow, we'll go live as we always do, and everyone can comment, and then we'll just do it later. But it's under construction. It's going to happen, and we're going to go onto a paid membership service here so that we eliminate, we hope, about 99% of the foolishness that we've had to endure lately, because some people can't take a commentator's opinion. They can't handle it. Can't handle a guy in a living room in British Columbia making a comment about a stock. They can't take it. They can't. Kind of tells you something, doesn't it? Does that kind of tell you something about the commentators who are having that problem? I think so. Yeah. Vector Acquisitions SPAC. The Vector SPAC. That one is. Are you talking about the? Where am I here? Vector Acquisition Rocket Lab. That's the one I think you're mentioning. They're acquiring Rocket Lab, which is a $4.1 billion deal with $750 million cash upon listing, upon completion of the merger. Yeah, I like that deal. VAQC. Now, VAQC, is that a different one than the one I'm calling? Or because I have VACQ, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I've got VACQ as one of mine. I don't have any others of there. So if you're talking about another one, I don't have anything there. Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it all for that. Okay. What else is going on here? We're saying goodbye to some people here that are here right now. So we're just going to say goodbye to a few folks. Some people just don't want to be here anymore. They just, yeah. How dare you give us your unbiased advice for free, Bruce? You can't do that. Oh man. Yeah, like I say, there's some folks here that just don't like the fact that if I don't own stock and then try to get you to buy what I already have, then there's something wrong with me. Some folks are trying to trick Bruce into financial advising. Yep, I hear you. That's all they want. They want me to tell them what to do. And then they want to blame me for it. That's what it is. Sorry, can't help you. I'm doing what I can. Thank you. Can you set up a membership so we can dump these shows like I dump AMC to buy GameStop, please? We're working on that. We're working on that. And then thank you. Gosh. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Another one. Slow but surely, we say goodbye, and we just say arrivederci. See you around. Yeah. There's another. I don't know why some folks hang out here to just be hating, because they're obviously not happy about what they're getting, and yet they still want to be here to get it. Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm just doing what I can. I'm doing what I can. Thank you, Moonbeam. I appreciate these comments very much. Appreciate it. You're very kind. Okay. Let's go here. Let me take a look at other comments. I'm trying to keep up with some of these coming in quick again. Thank you, everybody, for being here, following me. Let's go here. Thanks for the level-headed guidance. One thing worth considering for GameStop can be found on their careers page for a new corporate position. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Have they got a lot of ads? Kind of curious about that. I had one viewer I talked to on a private basement. It was really interesting. He told me that told me something about how he bought stock in a company and he held it and won't ever give it up, because he was saying that what convinced him to buy the stock was that when he graduated university, he was in IT, kind of in an IT setting, and he noticed that all of his pals that were graduating with him, top of their class kind of guys, they were all being picked off by the same company. They're all being hired. And they would hear talk. Did you hear that? Did you hear Fred got hired? Did you hear that Charlie? Did you hear that Brenda? Did you hear that Debbie? They're all communicating with each other, going, this one company is buying the best and brightest from the universities in the area that they're in. And it convinced him that if they're picking off the top kids and they're paying them big money, because IT, anybody with talent, gainfully employed, you're never going to be laid off. And all of a sudden, these folks are being picked off by this company at top dollar. He figured out, yeah, I'm buying this company. I'm buying in because these guys are picking off the best of the best in the business. It's telling me that something's going on here, and he's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of money with these guys. So I found that an interesting take. It's not like insider information, but it's awareness of just what's happening. So these listings for careers at GameStop should be a hint as to who are they after and what positions do they have. That might tell you about what's going on here with regards to their future. Interesting, right? There you go. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, here, I don't appreciate why everyone wouldn't appreciate hearing all sorts of different angles and opinions of all stocks they harvest or invest in. Keep up the good work, Bruce. Don't let these naysayers get to you. Yeah, I mean, when I was a broker on behalf of clients, a client would come to me and say, "Hey, I heard a rumor about a company. Can you look into it for me?" And I took that as a challenge to get on the telephone and start calling pals I knew, other guys that were stockbrokers at other firms. We all knew each other here in town. So I'd call a buddy up and say, "Hey, listen, have you heard anything about this outfit or that outfit?" And we'd share intel. And sometimes I'd be able to confirm what my customer was telling me, my investor was telling me. Other times I'd hear the opposite. And I would hear stuff like, "Oh, yeah, no. If he talked to so-and-so at such and such, that's a promoter. And that guy's been all over town whining and dining people to try to get them to buy stock at $4.50 a share. That guy had an option with the public company to be an advisor to those guys, and he signed up a deal like a year ago with these guys. He got an option for 200,000 shares at $2 a share, and he was trying to do right now is he's trying to find buyers at $4.50, because that's kind of where the stock is, because he wants to offload his paper. So he's trying to offload 200,000 shares for a $250 gain, $500,000, and he's whining and dining all kinds of people he's trying to find out, trying to invest in, trying to pick off. Any way you can meet people that might be investors in a supposed hot stock story that in effect the stock was $2 a year ago or $1.50 a year ago. He got an option at $2. He's been promoting it now for a year, and he's now just trying to close out his deal, try to offload to someone else. And my client would have been one of the guys to buy at the all-time high. And because I did my due diligence and my phone calls and talked to other guys in other cities, and once I got the name of the promoter, I could now go and talk around town with other brokers to find out, have you ever heard of this guy, this so-so guy? And they'll say, no, I've never heard of him. I'll tell them why, and they'll say, thanks for the tip. And then I'll get a call half an hour later from the guy I talked to, say, hey, listen, you told me about this one guy? I got a story for you. I just talked to someone over at Merrill Lynch, Canada. He told me a story about this guy, and now we're building the intelligence about what's really going on out there. I call my client back and say, what did this guy tell you? Just tell me exactly what he told you. And then he'll tell me the story, and I'll say, did he talk to you about this or this or this? And they'll say, well, he mentioned that, but he didn't mention the other two things. I said, well, let me tell you what I'm hearing about this guy. And then we compare notes. The customer would go, my client would go, thank you so much for saving my butt, because I was in hook, line, and sinker. I would have bought this stuff. I would have given him a check on the spot had he had a certificate in his hand. I would have bought it. I said, I'll tell you, these guys are so good. They're so slick at promoting stock. That's why they are what they are. They're promoters. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. And I would try to preserve my customers' cash by keeping them out of trouble. That's all. It was most of what I had to do, because in the city I lived in, which is Calgary, Alberta, oil capital of Canada, 900 oil companies, of which 500 were public and 400 wanted to become public someday. The rumors were flying all over town all the time. Every lunchtime, at 1 o'clock and 2 in the afternoon, I'd be getting phone calls every day from some of my regulars who were saying, I just heard a rumor. I was at a bar with a buddy of mine and we met a guy from so-and-so. We just heard something about company XYZ. And sometimes these panned out. We'd find out about a drilling program that's going on. It looks really good. Then I would start contacting contacts I have in the drilling business. I would call the drillers because I had friends in that industry and say, hey, listen, I'm hearing a rumor about blah, 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 drilling company such and such. Have you heard anything about this activity happening outside of so-and-so Alberta? And they'd get back to me and they say, yeah, we're finding out they're ordering all kinds of drilling mud. They're ordering all kinds of finishing product. They're looking to cap the well. They've got so much pressure on the well. They need additional equipment. Yeah, this is not a dry hole. This is not just ocean water. They found oil or they found natural gas, and they've ordered from different companies, different services, because that's how you do it in the oil patch. And that's how we would, that's how we would assemble the intelligence to go back to our customer, our viewer, my investors back in the 80s, my viewers, and say, yes, what you're hearing is happening. Let me check on the companies involved, because there could be a public company involved, more than one in that well. There could be 5 public companies that are in this deal together, and they have an option to drill 15 wells behind this well. Let me find out of these public companies which one you want to buy into and which one you want to avoid, because some of these guys are on their last legs, are financially basket cases. Others, their stock used to be 7, 8, 9, 10 bucks a share. They're now down at 60 cents a share, and there's just a ton of selling, and it'll never go up because they've got to have 4 wins like this in a row to salvage a $2 stock. We want to find one of these guys that's a partner, that's a public company we can buy into, and it'll have a profound impact on their share price, because maybe there's only 10 million shares outstanding, a new company, small company, and we buy into that stock and the announcement comes out the way we think it will. The impact on this one of the 5 will be the biggest as far as the share moves is concerned. And that's where we want to be. And that's what we had to do in the 70s and the 80s when we were stockbrokers in the oil patch. That's the way it was. There was no internet. There was no online trading. It was all done manually. It was all done by grunt, hard work, telephone calls, meeting guys after work in a social setting and just trying to glean out of them what they're hearing. And sometimes it took days to get this info, days to, again, protect the investor against getting hosed, because we didn't want to buy at $2 a share. If the well came up dry, the stock would go back to 50 cents a share. It was already going to 2. We were hoping it would go to 10. But if it wasn't going to go, we didn't want to get in and get nailed here. And this is what it's all about. So here you are with GameStop, AMC, and others. You're trying to buy the corporate story. At least you should be trying to buy the corporate story, whether it's a reorganization of a company like GameStop, whether it's IBM that's has bought back 60% of all the stock they ever issued. There's only 40% left. You're getting a 5.5% yield on the money you put into the stock. The dividends pay you 1.5%, roughly 1.5% every 3 months. Not quite, but close, maybe 1.25%. And the company is now into the cloud with Red Hat and now with Palantir. These guys are expanding into a whole new region that IBM has never been in before. 10 years ago, they weren't in it. Now they are, and they're going to grow that asset value dramatically, which means IBM isn't going to buy their stock back anymore. They're growing their stock value, and they're using their cash for dividends and for reinvesting in the business to expand in this new direction they're headed. That's where you want to be going. That's what I want to be following, and that's what I want to bring to you. I don't want to bring to you what someone thinks they've heard or what other people are talking about this company because that's what they feel. That's not good enough for me. I need solid evidence of upside. You got to give me something more than just, well, these other YouTube channels love this stock. That's not going to cut it for me. It might cut it for you guys, especially those of you who have no experience in the market. If you've only been buying and selling shares for a few years, you haven't been through a hell of a run. You haven't been through a drop of a market of epic proportions. You haven't been through a bear market before. You haven't been through a market that is starving for a win. You've got to really be careful out there. One mistake, over leveraged, you're done for. And that's what some people have. It's happened to some of you out there. You've tried to bounce back. Others of you have been lucky. Great. Again, I wish nothing but success for every one of you. I want you all to be just rich as can be from playing the market. That'd be great. But it doesn't work that way. There will be winners and losers. And at the end of the day, companies are worth what they're worth on the open market because of what they're about and what they're doing structurally and fundamentally with their companies. And that's what I believe. And 45 years later, here I am, and that's hasn't changed, and it's not going to. Anyway, there you have it, guys. I'm doing what I can. I'm just trying to follow what's happening here, and away we go. What can I say? Oh my goodness. Let's go here. Recap of the day. Look, the Dow was up 174 points when it's all said and done. Okay, day. It's only 0.5% gain, but we'll take it. Record high. S&P up 25, near the record high. NASDAQ 1% higher, getting closer to its record high. It's now down about maybe 3 or 4% from its high. So that's good to hear. Good to see. A lot of stocks didn't do much of anything today. They were very flat, very quiet. But GameStop did have another one of those events where an attack came in between about 11 and 11:30 in the morning this morning. An attack came in where the shares were trading in that 260-70 range. And next thing you know, they were down into the 222 range. Then they bounced back into the 250 neighborhood again, but slowly slumped from about 250 around just short of 2 o'clock in the afternoon, all the way down to a low of 206 with about 4 minutes to go in the day, 206. And then in the last 4 minutes, the shares bounced back to 220 a share on the New York exchange. We're now in the aftermarket. We're 52 minutes into the aftermarket. We're now at 216.25. We're off $3.89, and the volume on the aftermarket looks like 445,000 shares. That's all I see at the moment. Tomorrow, the shares will be on a short sale restricted list because during the day today, they did drop more than 10% from the close on Friday on that first drop this morning around 11:30 in the morning. That's the recap of GameStop. AMC had a good day. AMC came out, started off around the 12.18 mark. They were as low as 11.85 for maybe the first 4 or 5 minutes only, maybe 10 minutes. And then they began to pick up a little bit of steam. It got into this 12.50, 12.70 range, 12.80 range. Then they reached the $13 mark and kind of hung around there for a while. Then they popped up a little higher, got into the 13.50 range. Then they touched 14, backed off a bit, got back to 14, backed off a bit, into the 14.30 range. Then ultimately for the high of the day, 14.49. Ultimately, that was hit around 130, maybe 130. And then for the rest of the day, it flatlined and ended up with a final price of 14.04 with a high of 14.49. Not a bad day. Volume, 274 million shares. Not bad day either. And no news, no updates. That's where it ended up. On the aftermarket right now, 13.85 down 19 cents on the aftermarket for GameStop and for AMC, excuse me. And that's where we are. That's where we are for your recap, kids. We're getting close to the end of this day. 7 minutes to go, and we're going to pack it in. Thank you, all of you who've been ordering product on Redbubble for my channel. These items right here, I see all kinds of notifications here from Redbubble. They are manufacturing your stuff. I think you guys ordered like 20 to 25 you ordered something on Friday of this mug, shirt, whatever you got. They've been cranking it out all weekend and today. Most of you are probably getting emails now that your product is shipped, and you'll get tracking numbers, and you will find out that you'll have your mugs or your coffee mugs in the next couple of days. Please visit my my Facebook group page for Stock Markets with Bruce. Ask to join the group there, and if you're real and not a robot, I'll let you in. Post a photo of your stuff. That'll be great. Show us your mugs and shirts and hoodies and whatever you're getting. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you doing that. Share with the rest of us that you're happy with your Stock Markets with Bruce product or your TWB product, traveling with Bruce. Love it. I love it. Okay, guys. That's the story. I think we're just about done. I will be on again tomorrow, as usual, 1 hour before the opening. And then I'll be on in the afternoon, 1 hour before the close, until 1 hour after the close. And we'll follow what's going on with these markets, these crazy stocks we're following. Every day is a different day. You never know what's going to happen next. We'll see what the rest of the afternoon brings us for this aftermarket trading, then the pre-market tomorrow. And then away we go for another day of trading Tuesday, as we are building up to Friday, the 19th, quadruple witching day and hour on Friday. And I'm expecting a lot of activity to sort of figure itself out. We'll see what it means to GameStop. We'll see what it means to GME and all these other stocks, and AMC and the SPACs. And there you go. So we'll see what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for all of that. Anyway, there it is, guys. That's the story. We're just about done on the day. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you, those of you who've done donations to the channel. Thank you very much. Made comments on PayPal. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And we'll see where we can take this market tomorrow. I appreciate it. Thumbs ups, absolutely, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Mars, thanks very much. Love it. And long on, Bruce. Fabulous, guys. Thank you. We'll see what happens here tomorrow with all kinds of activity expected by the end of the week. And then don't forget, next week, GameStop releases their financial report for the year. Then they have a conference call talking about what they're all about, what they're going to do, their plans. And we will be on top of that for sure. That could be a most busy and intense session. Normally, there would be 4 or 5 brokers on the other end, like analysts, boring as hell, listening to these managers talk about the blah, blah, blah. But this one here, I think this is going to be a really entertaining call. They're going to be the media is going to be dying to hear from Mr. Cohen, Ryan Cohen. They're going to want to know from him what he's got in store for the company, and I think he's got a lot to tell. I would not be surprised if the company has a lot to talk about regarding the changes coming at GameStop that's coming their way. And if you're going to be shareholder longer term, you're going to be part of it. And hopefully, at the end of that session, hopefully we'll have a clear picture of timing and logistics. We may discover more than we had thought. I've been trying to give you whatever color commentary I can from my very outside position with this company. I'm not insider. I don't have an insider friend. I'm not a gamer, so I can't even give you the gamer perspective. I'm kind of curious to hear what their perspective is, being right inside that corporation. I think it should be most interesting. Anyway, there you go, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it that you're here. And like I say, I look forward to catching you tomorrow. And keep an eye open for the membership program of this channel as we kick it off, and see what's going on. Okay, guys? Thank you, everybody. We are just about done for the day. 3,300 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys, for getting me over 3,000 today. Appreciate that. And we'll follow this story tomorrow morning and thereafter. Okay? Okay, have a good one. Thank you, everybody. Have a pleasant evening. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy. Don't get sick on me. Make a lot of money. We'll talk to you in the morning. All right, guys.